The airwaves go dark. Trump's cut to NPR and PBS leaves rural America isolated. Intro, the silence spreads. Imagine living in a remote, rural area. No internet, no paid TV channels. And now even public television and radio have gone silent. This is a reality millions of rural Americans will face after a shocking decision by Congress and then President Trump. What happened? Unprecedented cuts. In an unprecedented move, the U.S. Congress approved a $1.1 billion budget cut package, which included the complete elimination of federal funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, CPB, the primary funder for NPR and PBS. The decision barely passed, approved in the Senate by a single vote, after then Vice President J.D. Vance broke the tie. Then President Trump officially signed the bill, marking the first time since 1967 that government support for public media stations has been halted. Supporters claim the decision aimed to combat perceived political bias in these channels, while opponents saw it as an attempt to suppress independent media and undermine freedom of expression. Rural communities, the hardest hit. Big cities might find alternatives, but rural areas, that's where the catastrophe lies. In many parts of America, public radio and television are the only source for local news, emergency information, and educational content. A station like WCMU, in Michigan, for example, could lose about 19% of its budget, totaling around $1.6 million. Further afield, in places like Alaska, some stations are saying they'll be forced to shut down entirely. PBS President Paula Kerger described the decision as devastating, stating it would lead to layoffs, reduced programming, and complete station closures. NPR President Catherine Marr warned that the danger isn't just media, but also to public safety, as these stations broadcast disaster warnings, hurricane alerts, and other vital public safety announcements. Political motives and media independence. This move was part of a broader campaign launched by the Trump administration against what it deemed media bias. That year, an executive order was issued demanding a reassessment of CPB funding and imposing greater political oversight on public media boards. While supporters view the decision as purely economic, many legal and media experts warned that it could violate the Public Broadcasting Act, which protects stations' independence from political interference. Notably, CPB funding accounts for no more than 15% of PBS's budget and only 1% of NPR's. However, for smaller, local stations, this percentage can be as high as 50% of their income, and without it, the station could simply cease to exist. The future of public media. Currently, public media organizations have begun filing lawsuits and are attempting to rally public opinion to restore funding. But even if the decision is reversed later, many small stations might have already lost employees or shut down completely before any change occurs. People in rural communities could lose educational programs like Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, local weather forecasts, or even breaking news alerts, all in areas where internet access is weak or non-existent. Conclusion, a question of voice. The real question is, was this just a financial decision or an attempt to silence voices they didn't like? Write us your opinion in the comments and share the video if you think public media freedom must be preserved. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to follow our analysis of the most important issues shaping America.